Ancient humans feared danger with teeth and claws. Wolves, big cats, snakes, cold, hunger, darkness. But there was another world around them, a world they could not see. It lived in their teeth. It moved through their wounds. It hid in water. It grew on food. It traveled from animals into human bodies. It sat on their hands, their skin, their tools, their sleeping places, and even inside the people they loved. Today, we call this world microbes. Bacteria, fungi, viruses, parasites, tiny forms of life and infections so small that ancient humans had no way to see them, name them, or understand them. But that did not matter, because microbes did not need to be understood to change history. They made food rot. They made wounds dangerous. They changed breath, teeth, stomachs, fevers, and survival. Some killed, some protected. Some helped digest food. Some transformed milk, grain, plants, and meat into something new. Ancient humans thought danger came from the outside. But some of the most powerful forces in their lives were already inside them. Start with the mouth. To an ancient person, teeth were tools. They tore meat. They cracked plants. They held fibers. They worked every day. But inside that mouth lived a crowded, invisible city. Bacteria grew on teeth. Food particles stuck there. Minerals slowly hardened that sticky layer into dental calculus, what we casually call tartar. To them, it was just dirty teeth. To modern science, it is a time capsule, a tiny archive. Inside ancient dental calculus, researchers can find traces of oral microbes, food proteins, plant particles, milk evidence, and pieces of the world that pass through someone's mouth. A tooth is not just a tooth. It can remember a life. It can remember what a person ate. It can remember what they breathed. It can remember the invisible organisms that lived with them. And when humans changed how they lived, their mouths changed too. When people moved from wild foods toward farming, grains, stored food, and different diets, the microbial world inside the mouth also shifted. That may sound small, but it was not small to the person with tooth pain. A sore tooth could ruin sleep. A swollen gum could make eating painful. A bad infection could weaken the whole body. Ancient humans did not know bacteria were involved. They only knew the pain was real. Now move deeper. Inside the gut was another world, not a clean machine. A jungle, a living ecosystem full of microbes helping break down food, competing with harmful organisms, training the immune system, and changing how the body used energy. Ancient diets were wild and unstable. Roots, berries, meat, fish, tubers, seeds, insects, honey, shellfish, plants that were safe one season and risky the next. The gut had to deal with whatever the world gave. Sometimes that microbial world helped. Sometimes it turned against them. Bad food could twist the stomach. Dirty water could empty the body through sickness. Parasites could steal nutrients. A person could look alive, but slowly lose strength from something hidden inside. Ancient people could feel these problems. They could see weakness. They could smell sickness. They could hear vomiting. They could watch someone collapse. But they could not see the tiny world causing it. And then there were wounds. Today, a small cut feels annoying. In the ancient world, a small cut could become a story. A thorn in the foot, a bite from an animal, a sharp stone slicing skin, a broken bone, a dirty tool. At first, it was just pain, then swelling, heat, redness, bad smell, fever, weakness. The body was fighting, but the person did not know the enemy. They could not see bacteria entering broken skin. They could not understand infection the way we do. They only saw the wound change. They saw skin become angry. They saw strength disappear. They saw a tiny injury become a threat to the whole group. Because in ancient life, one sick person was not just one sick person. Someone had to carry them, feed them, protect them, wait for them, or leave them. Microbes did not only attack bodies. They changed decisions. They changed movement. They changed who could hunt, who could walk, and who needed care. Food was another battlefield. Ancient humans watched food change. Fresh meat became dangerous. Fruit softened. Water smelled wrong. Grains soured. Milk turned strange. Some of these changes meant danger, but others became useful. This is one of the strangest parts of human history. Microbes spoiled food, but they also transformed it. Fermentation is controlled change, controlled rot. Ancient people did not know the word microbe, but they could learn from experience. This sour thing lasts longer. This drink changes the body. This fermented food does not kill us. This smell is safe. That smell is not. So microbes became invisible cooks. They helped preserve food. They changed taste. They made some foods easier to digest. But the line was dangerous. Rot could feed you, or rot could kill you. Water carried the same mystery. A river looked clean. A spring looked pure. A puddle looked harmless. But invisible life could be moving through it. A group might drink from the wrong place and become sick. They might blame a curse, a spirit, bad luck, a dead animal nearby, a smell, a season. They were not stupid. They were observing effects without microscopes. They learned patterns. Avoid that water. Boil when you can. Follow animals carefully. Notice smell. Notice color. Notice sickness after drinking. Before science, survival was pattern recognition. Then, humans came closer to animals. At first, animals were food, danger, clothing, bone, fat, hide, and tools. Later, some became companions and livestock. But every closer connection opened a door. Animals carried their own microbes. Their blood, waste, skin, milk, meat, fleas, and breath became part of the human world. When humans butchered animals, slept near animals, stored animal products, and lived in crowded settlements, invisible passengers gained more roads into human bodies. This did not happen all at once. It changed slowly, but it mattered. Settled life changed everything. More people in one place. More waste near homes. More stored food. More animals nearby. More shared water. More flies. More rats. More parasites. The village gave safety, memory, and food storage. But it also created new microbial traps. Civilization did not simply make humans cleaner. It made humans crowded. And crowded bodies are highways for invisible life. And now, thousands of years later, scientists can sometimes read that invisible world from what ancient people left behind. Dental calculus can trap clues from the mouth. Coprolites, ancient preserved feces, can hold signs of diet, parasites, and gut life. Bones can preserve traces of disease. Ancient DNA can reveal pathogens that once moved through human populations. This means the smallest evidence can sometimes tell the biggest story. Not a palace, not a king, not a battle, a tooth, a gut trace, a parasite egg, a microbe. This is where modern science changes the story. Today, we use words ancient people never had. Microbiome, pathogen, immune system, antibiotic, fermentation, infection, parasite, virus, bacteria. But ancient humans lived inside the same biological reality. They did not know why fever came, why wounds smelled, why food turned sour, why breath changed, why water made people weak, why some bodies survived and others failed. But the invisible world was always there, inside the mouth, inside the gut, inside the wound, inside the food, inside the river, inside the camp. Ancient humans were never alone. They lived with fire, animals, hunger, weather, fear, and each other. But they also lived with tiny forces they could not see. Some were enemies, some were helpers, some were passengers, some changed everything. Before humans discovered microbes, microbes had already discovered humans.